everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Bullhead Gaming here in the wide-eyed Caliban I have. Today we are going to be talking about one of the more intricate topics here in Warframe, having to do with the infernal machine known as the mod segment. Not infernal, but bear with me. Ooh, a lot of things I haven't looked at yet. Ignore those. Those are spoilers. Out of there. I'll get out of there. So, this very particular episode, I want to make this very clear. I am not trying to tell you how you mod every Warframe. I am going to provide examples from my own kits and my own mods as to what I do, okay? I don't want people to feel like this is me trying to make a meta, because this is the part where you're going to be experimenting a lot, which we'll go over how to experiment later in the video. So, without further ado, let's get to work. Mods are the most important thing and the most distinguishing aspect of Warframe. And so the thing about the mods that make it so distinguished is other looter shooters don't do this at all. Most of the looter shooters will do individual stat changes. So right here we have my Kuva head build, and so I only have this. I actually have not really done anything to full build this particular kit quite yet. So my issue is I just have to basically put formula here, here, and here, or at least here and here, to add 2 more mods. Aside the point, this particular weapon is designed to do more radiation damage, which actually does quite a lot of damage. This is a great sentient and murmur weapon, just pointing that out. But anyways, most looter shooters like Borderlands or Destiny or even The Division, I think, will give random stats for their weapons. Here in Warframe, you build your weapons here. Get down. I wanted to get out of the region chat because that's the spam. So I could build these 3 boars right here, these 3 boar blueprints right here. I could build all 3 of them. It's the same stats. Woohoo! Not actually. I've already mastered it. I don't need it again. So, the mods are classified in different characteristics based on where they're supposed to go. So you have Warframe mods, you have weapon mods, you have amp mods now with the old piece, as well as operator mods, which can be seen in that room, but I won't go in that room right now. So, this video will be just talking about how to do it right, to the fault of being able to actually support your team. Now, weapons and Warframes are going to be very different. We're going to do the Warframes first because this has a few more items and a few more tips / best practices before you get started. So, every Warframe here in this list, everything here has its own unique structure, its own unique mod, or stat structure, own unique abilities. Some do similar things from others, and of course the primes are going to be the same as their regular counterparts. Okay, so when you're looking at a Warframe, let's say, we'll pick a good example from me. However, I would love to have this, but that's a different story. So, my Caliban. Now, when I go into my Caliban has some changes here because I don't have his original first ability. But this build is solely designed to do damage and basically make everything here effective, which does a damn good job of doing. Okay. So, with that in mind, the thought process then comes down to how do you make it better? Well, it really depends. I could, theoretically, put this here, which actually I can enhance. Which, by the way, mod enhancement you can either do through the mod machine, the mod segment, or here in the upgrade menu. Ah, I could do up to rank 9. However, this would give me 10% more. So I'll do that. Why not? Anyways, I'm getting distracted. So, this build, now with a little extra boost here, is designed to make his Fusion Strike, his Lethal Progeny, his Sentient Wrath, and Korvax's Chirinka Pillars much stronger. Okay, so, how do you decide what you're going to do? Well, that leads to the first tip. Understanding the abilities. Now, if I kept it as is, this is as is, just for reference. This is as is. You have the Razor Gyre, which is a dash effect. Apparently, this is Tower. I thought that was Sentient, but anyways. So, you could choose to keep this, theoretically. Absolutely. But you don't have to. That's the helmet segment, which I'll get into with modifying your Warframes momentarily. So, you're going to look at your Warframe. You have your Arcanes, you have your empty slots. I have 3 formal, but you're going to have your empty mod kit right here. First thing anyone should ever do before you start experimenting is look at the abilities. Okay, you want to look at these abilities. You want to look at the numbers. So, in this particular case, because of my Archon Shards, which is a post-New War item, I already have some extra damage and some extra shield regen stuff. Okay? So, what you're going to see is you're going to see the extra 35% here already be tacked on to all 4 abilities. So, these all rely on range, which is why I do have overextended and stretch in this build, because I want that range. So that 70% range here, which does get affected by narrow-minded with a 66% damage decrease, or range decrease, will give me quite a bit better range. So I have a 42.25 meter range here. I also have 50 meter range here, and a whopping 13.5 meters here. I plan to change this with where's the Exos? Where is it? This one. I plan to give it a little bit more range here in a minute. I have to put one more Forma, which I think, oops, not you. I'm going to put the Armable Forma here, which I think I have. Oh, I do! Oh my god, I'm actually happy about that. So I'll put that there, because that'll give me some slots back, and then I can put it here, hopefully be able to full build and get all these squared away. Now, the next piece of the modding Warframe, because I got a little off track. The next piece, after you've looked at the mods, you gotta think, what do I want to use? So, we'll use a different example. Ooh, hold on. Just because I'm going to play a little more after this. So we're going to use a different example. One that I'm actually thinking about doing something else with. That would be Dante. So we're going to pick Dante here. Don't mind. I'm just going to... That's better. Sorry, I was trying to make him look good, and that didn't work out too well. So, we are going to take Dante here. We are going to do the same step. Alright, so I'm going to look at his ability. So Noctua. This gives this book of his does a lot of extra damage. Right now it does, his alternate fire does radiation, but his primary fire does slash. Light Verse. This has a overguard. So you get 612 overguard per use, which is nice. Dark Verse. Dante's composition draws blood. So in a radius of a 50-degree angle, 47-meter radius. So anything in its path gets hit. But then final verse. This is an interesting one. Triumph gives me 5,000 overguard plus 175 per second on every kill. This one, final verse of 2 dark verses. 2 dark verses cast in succession attack enemies, damage over time from slash, heat, and toxin status effects accumulate in a single blast. And then you have the Word Warden, which gives a 50%, I believe this is a Noctua, copies of Noctua. Noctua copies synchronize their attacks with their designated allies' attacks, which is really nice. 50% damage too. And then finally we have Page Flight. This one's fun. I like Page Flight. So Page Flight takes pieces of itself, as we can see here in the display, and then goes and attacks everything. It also gives added vulnerabilities, it seems. But looking at all of them, it's like, alright, yeah, this is a pretty solid run. However, I don't want to do that. I want to actually make Noctua strong. So, what I'm going to actually do... So I want to do a Noctua build, alright? So this is my step 2. I want to do Noctua. I want to get this as powerful as I can. So, this is where the step 3 experimentation comes into play. Now, I want to make a point while I'm doing this. These syndicates. These syndicates actually give you something very cool. So, these syndicates allow you to get these special mods known as augment mods. So these special mods give you the opportunity to pick out particular ones, which I'm actually going to grab this for my next build I'm going to be doing. You don't have Dante. Okay, good to know. I was hoping I was going to have Dante here with them, but I think I have to go to Perrin for them. Chroma, Geyer, Gauss, Daggeth. Darn. Alright. I might hopefully have you. Huh? Oh! Man. All my enemies, which means... Looks like platinum is in my future. Oh well, I'll just trade for it. It'll be fine. But anyways. If there was a mod for it, I would love to use... that one, which I am not lucky so far. So these special mods will change the effectiveness of an ability in a simpler form. So these augments would make something do something a little different. And the reason I say a little different is because it's not a situation of, oh, this thing is going to be awful. Or it's going to be like, oh, it's totally different. No. That's not at all what's going on. So, here, Pilfering Swarm. 10 enemies held by 10 enemies have a 100% chance at additional drops. So if you want to really grind your materials, you'll want this. Absolutely. So, it only adds a little bit to the abilities, making them a little bit more interesting. Okay? So, when you were working on them, make sure you just be prepared. Because if you're not prepared and you just go about it as you desire, you're going to run into some problems. And by problems, I mean lots of problems. So, we're going to get to the experiment. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to pull. I needed that. Where are you? You. Move that up there for now. So, I want to make my Noctua a god weapon. How do we do it? Well, looks here, I need drain and drain per shot down. So why don't we go and get Nope, not here. This one. I'm going to grab no-minded, because I don't need range. I don't need to worry about efficiency so much. Okay, maybe I do need to worry about efficiency. Never mind. Which means, actually, I can pull all of those off. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. So, I don't need duration at all, it would appear. I just need... Where is it? Well, we'll throw this up first. We'll see what that makes a difference. Ah! See? We're now at 6 drain and a 2.4 drain per shot. So we're already seeing a difference just by adding this. This is the experimentation part, might I add. There you are. That's what I was looking for. Max this out. So now, 130%. I have 17% duration. Oh my god. 1.2. Wow. Just with those two, I literally have no duration whatsoever. That's okay, though. I don't need duration. So, this is where things are going to get a little tricky, though. Because I have that. I don't have the auger mods that I want, which would be auger cord, auger message, and auger secrets, which I will get later on, and I will be in the future using the power drift mod, which I believe, nope, that's Zeneric. That's this one. So this will give me another 15%, so 290%. Boom, we have a flat damage now of 725 damage. Okay. Now, believe it or not, this mod, or this weapon, ability, let's try that again. This ability actually does scanning, which I believe, yes, see? Noctua scans targets recording information for your codex. Status chance increases by 50% on fully scanned targets. That means every kill I get scans. So, now I'm going to go down here. Now, this being an Exalted or Warframe's weapon, ability weapon, you can mod them. So, now obviously, I've got some work ahead of me. And by work, I have a lot of it. So... Oh, I can't go much further than 8. Okay, we'll do that then. And, let's go with one more here. Oh, I don't have enough. Alright, well, it looks like I'm doing some arbitrations tonight. So, what am I doing? I'm trying to upgrade my mods. Just as a little warning, a little informative piece. I want to get my mods up. Because I also need to put Prime Convulsion. I didn't realize I had you. You're going to go up there. But I also need to put Galvanized Diffusion into this mix. So this gives 90% multi-shot. It gives a 90% chance of a second projectile fired. What can I replace? Just as reference, that's what happens. So your multi-shot will actually get increased, and you do see a significantly higher damage value while losing damage in your statuses because it's more projectiles. Put that back for right now. Okay. Now, how do you test the Warframe? Well, it's as easy as this. There is a man, not man, but Cephalon, named Cephalon Samaris. Cephalon Samaris is a unique person, character in the Warframe world. I believe I've actually touched on him in the game's experiences, because he does add a piece of the experience, if you will, because you have the Sanctuary Onslaught, which I don't know if I'm going to go over. Just because I don't use the Sanctuary Onslaught, and quite frankly, I haven't done enough in it to really be able to speak well enough. Now, there's Cephalon Samaris, okay? So, when you get enough standing with him, you can buy this access key right here, the Simulacrum access key. This special key will give you access to a place to simulate anything you desire. When you go into his room, it's literally just immediately to your left. Now, welcome to the Simulacrum. A place to basically test anything you want at any level with a unified maximum. So right now I have a maximum of 105. This increases with mastery rank as it states here. So let's just for giggles, we're gonna pick the Murmur Battle Group. Set this to 65. Just because this is a good place to simulate. Pop this. Top off my energy quick. Now. This is, oh my. Oh, okay. So, this obviously does a lot of damage, and it's going to be a lot more momentarily. So, this is all you're doing, is you're just taking out different enemies and seeing what happens. Okay? Now, I will go over it briefly. I won't show it for right now. Actually, you know what? Real fast. I'll come back here later if I want to test a weapon build quick for you. I'm not sure if I really will have time to do it, but we'll try. We'll try to make time. If you don't like a Warframe's ability, but you have other abilities you want to use on other frames because you just love it so much, you come over here to your helmet. I named mine Charles. Please don't judge me. So I'm going to come here to Charles. Hello, Charles. So, if I don't like an ability for this particular build, for this particular structure I'm working with, I could use this. I like that, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, you can go to the helmet and choose to add an ability based on a particular character or characteristic. Let's do this. This is an ouch, but ow. I just don't have a lot of Rubino. It's a pain to get it sometimes. So, we're going to infuse this in replacement of, because I'm not going to use any of these. I'm only going to use Noctua. So why don't we just for the giggles, we'll just do this, flap this on config A, and confirm. What's going to happen is my 4 is going to be removed. Now, at any time, you can and will be able to switch it back. You can revert it. Okay. I'm going to actually make sure. So yes, so if you click the thing that's infused, you can literally just click this, and it gets pulled. Okay? Now, we're going to the easy side now. The weapons and companions. Your companions, it's as easy as, what do they do? Okay? And what are their unique abilities? So, oops, that's the wrong button. I want this one. So what does your companion do? So my companion has Panzer Devolution and Viral Quill. So this is their unique abilities that they can use anytime they want. So what happens is these two are really how you decide how you build your companions. Same thing goes with your Hound, which apparently this thing is a monster amongst men. So yeah, so you have here, you have Repo Audit and Aerial Prospectus and Reflex Denial. So these are your precepts, as they call them. They actually labeled right here, precept. These are your precepts. These are what your companions are going to do. Okay. Same thing goes with this. Technically, I could pull that, but I don't know if I'm going to actually use the Hound very often. Oops. So I'll just swap back to this one for now. So, with that being put into perspective, it makes it easy to understand what you want to do, as well as... Oh, that's right, I don't have bite yet. Oh. Well, I don't have the one thing you need to really do anything to them. Woo, I have a lot of armor. A lot of armor mods. Okay. So that's for companions. Same thing goes with robotic, with hound, with moa, with beast. Doesn't matter. They all work the same way. They all can have their own unique precepts. They're all going to have their own unique purpose. Alright? So, for right now, we're going to put it back to Caliban. We're going to talk about the other easy part of mods. We're going to talk about weapons. So, weapons, I always say, I have found out, or figured out, there are 3 ways to build it. You can either do a maximum damage structure, a targeted damage structure, or a critical hit structure. So, critical hit structure, very easy. You stack your critical chance and critical damage as high as you can. Some weapons it will work for. Others, not so much. This is a great crit weapon. It's my favorite crit weapon right now. And I'm just pulling the Hush off for right now. But this is my favorite critical hit weapon. Why? Because it hurts. Oh, I have. Ooh, wait a minute. Pull that off. Put that on. Put Hush on, because I'll use Hush anyways. I just realized I have Vital Sense. Yeah, my charge rate's going to be almost 2 seconds, but that's okay. So, as much critical as you can get. So right now, I can get a 50% chance of an orange crit, a big crit in this case, and I'm guaranteed a regular crit. A regular critical hit. And my critical damage is 6 times the value of my total damage number right down here. Which actually, oh, I could do some things I gotta do. Swap this, put that, that's better. Sorry, I'm doing things on the fly here while I'm also working on this. Even though I have very little intention to actually use the bow. It's a great bow, don't get me wrong. Wonderful bow. So, the other 2. The max damage structure. You take what it has and you make it more. It's simple as that. So in this case I have... Actually, So this doesn't have... This has baseline magnetic. So this is an energy weapon. So in my particular case, I could, which I intend to do so right now, is stack the magnetic. Put as much magnetic damage as I can, as I possibly can. Which means I would do magnetic capacity, rhyme rounds, and... Where's my high voltage? I know I have it. So there it is. And my high voltage. But I also have a choice. I can use galvanized chamber, which adds a stacking multi-shot value. Or I could theoretically put a regular split chamber, which gives just a flat 90%. Targeted damage, the last one and a little bit more intricate, is when you want to focus on a faction. So in my particular case is my Super Vandal. This is focused on corrosive to do damage against all of those. Okay? So, I'm having a hard time with a lot of the like 65 to 70 values, which is why I'm testing around 65 to 70 for my weapons and Warframe kits. But I want to focus on dealing damage in a particular faction because I want to do the most I can to that faction. Now, the max damage often does work. In most cases, actually in pretty much every case other than like high crit cases, max damage builds can work. The unfortunate problem is you just have to be careful because of that 50% damage cut. This is why it's better to do targeted, in my opinion. Just my opinion, don't gotta follow. To do targeted, so that way when you're doing the max damage that you can get, you're gonna put that maximum damage into your weapon. Alright? Every weapon can do pretty much anything. However, I will recommend you pay attention to that critical chance and status chance list, because something might come up that's a little bit nicer. It might feel better. Like in my case. Not this one, this one. I did a high crit. This was actually the weapon I was using for the brand new Descendia missions, which that reset's coming up in a little while. If not already, actually. Because I already got my daily, and I got my daily yesterday. Let me check. Did it reset already? Oh, it did! Son of a gun. What do we got? Just real fast. Well, some extra Mafika. Lots of Endo. Ooh. Oh, man. I love that Endo. Anyways. So. When it comes to your choices in your weapons and Warframes. Weapons, it really just is, do you like how it feels? Great. If you don't, you sell it. Simple as that. Warframes get a little more intricate. If you like an ability, the abilities, but don't like how they work together, you can helmet segment them, you can subsume them to use the ability that you like. Well, okay. The ability that it gives you that you hope you like. Let's be honest here. They've already chosen the abilities because, well, let's face it, most people will just take the most powerful ability and put it somewhere else. Now, the other thing to factor in is some caveats with Warframes. Real quick, I want to get these caveats done. I have none of them. Alright then. Let me go find you a caveat. I'll find 3, actually. There are 3 caveats that I can give you right away. The first of which is my man Rhino. Where is he? Have I not? Have I not? Oh, I need to be ashamed of myself. I haven't gotten Rhino. Huh. How do you like that? So, Rhino. Rhino is a caveat for this particular ability. Okay? This ability, Iron Skin. Now, I don't know if it's how it works now, because of the overguard, it ends up going from that little icon in the corner. I believe it goes into overguard similar to Dante. But, how it used to be, how I remember it, his armor actually made his Iron Skin stronger on top of ability strength. Okay? So, when you wanted to do an Iron Skin build, you did as much armor as you could and as much strength as you could. Another good caveat is my good friend Atlas. He's an acquired one. But his rumblers, the health and armor values, aren't affected by your health and armor. So the more health and armor you have, the stronger the rumblers become, the heavier they become. The third example, which I know I leveled him up, is my man Frost, one of the best defenders you could ask for. Snow Globe actually stacks, again, with its health, through your armor. I think. This one is another one that I don't remember if I actually did that. I do know with the Atlas one is still the case. Because he hasn't got a rework. I don't know if him or if Frostier got a rework. And I am also 100% unsure with Rhino. I'm not 100% sure if Rhino got the same touch-up, but if they didn't, the caveat still holds. Armor affects the health of the Snow Globe. So, with that, I'm going to kind of recap everything real fast, and then I will be on my way to go and do some more grinding, because apparently I have to. Warframes are the core basis of your playstyle. This is how you play the game, because, let's face it, everyone's like, oh, this build with Saren, or this build with Caliban. It might not be what you want. You might think, oh yeah, this build is great. This Warframe kit, this mod setup is insane. Yes. You will absolutely do that. Okay? But it might not be what you particularly like. So, the other thing to think about with Warframes is certain abilities will do certain things and make certain changes to the battlefield. You want to be mindful of what you choose. Okay? Weapons and companions, again, they are very easy to understand. It really just matters how you want them to operate. Because if you want them to operate a particular way, don't mind this, I'm just checking this. Hey! I might actually do this. I'm going to get Atlas. Ooh. Screw it. Give me Mesa. And, of course, it's Mesa's Waltz. Hey! Charge chamber. Anyways. So, your weapon and companion, it's up, that's more to preference. That's up to how things feel. And last but not least, always make sure, if you don't feel confident in the build, don't go square in to fight. If you have the Signal Chrome unlocked, go there first. Trust me, it will be a massive benefit for you to go there first, test it, and see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, just go right back to that arsenal, right there at where you spawn, make your changes, and try again. Okay. With that, I will bid thee farewell, and I'm going to go put some work into level up stuff, to do some arbitrations, and maybe hit the Descendia a little more, just because I want to get that Vincubus rifle. Thing is insane for anyone playing right now. I hope you understand that Vincubus looks like so much fun, and it's really cool to see a bayoneted weapon for the very first time ever in this game. I'm actually really excited to get it. But with that, I will bid you all farewell. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys understand I am not trying to tell you how to play this game, how you should be playing this game. I am only trying to help you point you in the right way, so you can play this game and enjoy it, not just sit there saying, what am I doing, and you're scratching your head while doing it, while trying to figure it out. So, with that, I bid thee farewell. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more if you want to see me do more. And I know I have comments off. I will have them up soon. I'm just trying to figure out when I want to turn them back on, so I can hear other games you want me to either learn, to teach other people, or games you might have a hard time understanding that I may have recorded already you want to learn more about. But with that, you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the holiday week this week. To everybody, whatever you celebrate, I hope it's a joyous holiday for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.